Another aviation podcast with Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. Aloha, this is Cindy, your host at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. As of November of last year, I added aviation to the podcast, and we're going to be celebrating that again here in November for National Aviation History Month. So first off, go to TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram and hit that like button and subscribe over at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. And a little bit about the show. It's all about making the most of the dash. So it's about food, wine, travel, excursions, and of course, aviation, inspired by Chef Anthony Bourdain. If you're a big fan of Anthony Bourdain, celebrate his birthday, the 25th of June every year. Hashtag Bourdain Day. And today for National Day calendar is Nature Photography Day and Smile Power Day. Call 5 people today to make them smile. So who's making me smile today is Dick over at the Osh Kosh Air Show, back in the studio. How are you?
I am doing great, Cindy. Great to be back on again as we move inside 40 days till opening day at EAA Air Venture Osh Kosh. Looking forward to it. And, you know, the tents are starting to go up. The excitement's starting to build. It's getting that vibe to it that the world coming back to Osh Kosh to talk about airplanes, our own aviation city coming up starting July 25th.
Well, let's talk about why are you an airplane geek? What got you all started with that?
Oh, man, it probably goes back. I grew up in central Wisconsin, and I was kind of off the approach end of the local airport. And some of the paper companies in our area in central Wisconsin had their own corporate jets. And you'd see them flying over the top, and you'd see the small airplanes, the Cessnas and the Piper Cubs and so forth, taking off and doing that. And I was one of those kids that playing outfield in baseball, suddenly the ball would go flying by me as I was staring up at an airplane. So my baseball career didn't last real long. And so it was just one of those things I've always been interested in. And then had the opportunity 30 years ago this year to come to EAA on staff and be part of the communications team here. And it's since kind of grown on that. Earned my own pilot certificate, started flying back in the mid-90s and earned that pilot certificate. And then being a part of this every year, if you can't get enthused about aircraft and flying with 600,000 of your closest friends hanging around with 10,000 airplanes, well, it's just not going to work for you. So it's one of those things that you become an airplane geek. And the more you find out about it and the more you learn, the more esoterica that you get engaged with, the more you kind of dig it and go, wow, there's a whole community here of people and of aircraft and of history and technology all in one place here in aviation.
Yeah, I actually had a guest a couple of weeks ago. He's retired Army, and I sang happy Army birthday to him, and I reposted that yesterday. But he has a T-34 trainer, beautiful airplane.
Mm-hmm. Those are beautiful airplanes, and you'll see a lot of those here. In fact, here at Osh Kosh, it's annually the largest warbird gathering every year in the world. We have about 400 warbirds that come to Osh Kosh every year. And this year, we're going to be seeing some brand new restorations come in. We're talking with people who have things such as ME-109s and Hurricanes and P-47s who are talking about coming to Osh Kosh this year. And they love doing it because these are their babies and they want to show them off with everybody else there. And as you take a look at the possibilities of coming in and seeing 400 warbirds or 1,000 home-built aircraft or another 1,000 vintage aircraft, all in one place. Everything is here from the smallest ultralight up to, well, C5's coming this year. C-17 is coming this year. So you've got everything on the other end that bring a lot of people and equipment in. So all of those things come together in Osh Kosh, and that's really what makes it such a unique week throughout the world of aviation.
Well, let's talk price here. So I'm on your website. Mm-hmm. So how does the price work for it's a week event?
It's a week-long event. If you're an EA member, you can get weekly passes. You see that right in front of you there. We're right at the end of the pre-event discounts. So if people want to react, do it very quickly because then those prices go up. We've got the Sunday only tickets. If you come in just the final day, a lot of the aircraft start leaving on Saturday beforehand, but there's still a lot of them on Sunday, full air show on Sunday. But we'd like to say, hey, final day, come on in. Bring yourself, bring the family. Other thing we'd like to mention as well, here's a non-member 2-day special for just $84. You can come in, enjoy the world of aviation. One thing I want to mention too, kids are always free, 18 and under, thanks to Boeing, who support us in that. They are absolutely free. And so bring the family out here, get the kids involved in Kid Venture and some of the other areas that have lots of things for kids, and have them discover aviation, because that magic of flight is still very, very strong in young people.
Well, let's talk about the 75-year birthday.
U.S. Air Force. It's there are only 2 or 3 civilian shows that the Air Force is fully supporting this year. Air Venture is one of them. And so, we told them, bring one of everything, and they're trying. And so, some of the guys have to work that day. So it's, they have to go do their thing around the world. But we mentioned the C5, we mentioned the C-17, they're coming in. C-17 is going to be flying a demo program during the air show. We have the Ospreys. The V-22s, they're coming in, and they'll be coming in, and their demo team will be here doing their thing. We've got the F-35 demo team coming in and doing their thing.
You're killing me, my friend.
And, things such as the heritage flights, which are wonderful. We'll take an F-22 or an F-16 and match them up with a P-51 or a P-38 from the World War II era and do those tremendous flybys, maybe throw in a Sabre jet from the Korean War era. And so those will be here as well. And so those type of things that people can see, and all of those, you too might be flying by once or twice. You never know. That might be here as well. So all of those aircraft will be part of the 75th anniversary. And we have them from the Air Combat Command, from Special Operations, from the Air Education Command, and so forth. So each one of the areas of the Air Force said, yeah, we're in. We're bringing stuff to Osh Kosh. We're bringing people and airplanes, and we want to be a part of it on the ground during the afternoon air show and during the night air shows as well.
Wow. So let's talk about the schedule. So you have the schedule on the website as well?
Schedule's going up on the website as we speak. In fact, I was just looking at the afternoon air show, the night air show lineup. That is going up this week, so you can find out your favorite aerobatic performer, whether it's civilian, whether it's military, what day they're going to be performing. That's going up. People will see that fully up by Thursday afternoon on the 16th, and you'll be able to take a look and see what your favorite day is. And you're showing some of it right now. There you see the 1 week wonder, building an airplane in a week. Sonic's aircraft will be putting together.
My God.
We open up the box on Monday morning at 7:45, and hopefully by the following Sunday around 3 o'clock, we'll taxi an airplane out to the runway, completely built by volunteers in 1 week, putting that together. So it's just one other interesting thing. So people who are maybe not familiar with aircraft building can come see how the process works, how those kits work, how they're standardized, how people put them together and get a flying aircraft there and be part of it. So you're at the Air Venture website right now, very thorough, and we're adding so much information every single day now as far as the forums, workshops, evening programs, what's playing at Theater in the Woods, what's going on at the Twilight Flight Fest, all of those things going on, because you can spend the whole week here and not see everything, or you can find your favorite part, spend a day or 2 or 7 in that part, and just soak in all the airplane enjoyment at that point.
We won't have the Yak 110 though. He's in maneuvers in Europe, right?
Yeah, he is, and that's always been one of our favorite. What do you do when you put 2 Yak 55s together? Well, you get a Yak 110, you throw a jet engine on the bottom of it and fly air shows all over the country. And we have been very pleased to have him here over the past few years. But, sometimes schedules for people, a lot of them may be airline pilots or military pilots. And boy, sometimes, the work thing gets in the way. It was funny. We had a EA person down at a big corporate aviation show down in Chicago last week. And she was saying, everybody's jazzed about Osh Kosh. We're coming to Osh Kosh, except the people who have to work. They're not jazzed about having to work right now. And so, we'll see those folks, because a lot of the people who fly airliners or fly corporate jets, they've got that little airplane back home in their hangar at the local airport. and they like to just go out for fun and remember what flying for fun is all about. And that's what we're about at EAA. And we welcome everybody who loves to be a part of it.
So how about Tom Cruise and his Mustang?
Well, you never know what comes up. Tom Cruise hasn't indicated he'll be showing up this year, but we've been surprised before. And I always say, if you're Tom Cruise, are you going to announce to the world, hey, I'll be at Osh Kosh? Well, they may not want to do that, but we do have the next best thing. We have both Top Guns playing at the Fly-In Theater in the evening. First one on July 23rd. The original playing. Mostly our campers will be out enjoying that. Now, the Fly-In Theater is a 5-story high movie screen. And in the evening, about 8 o'clock, 8:30, people bring a lawn chair, bring a blanket, and we can accommodate about 5,000 to 10,000 people out there and put up the big screen and watch aviation movies. And so the original Top Gun will be playing on July 23rd. And then on July 29th, the Friday night of AirVenture, we'll be playing Top Gun Maverick. And I know we were talking before we started here that I think I'm the only person in the building who has yet to see Top Gun Maverick. And so I've been told all about it, and right up to the spoiler alerts. And they say, well, you got to go see it. And I plan to. It's just a matter of getting there, because this AirVenture thing sometimes gets in the way. But we're going to be taking a look at that, and we're going to have some of the Aggressor aircraft from the Top Gun school here that will be parked on the ramp that day. We're talking with a number of people about bringing other airplanes, and that P-51, you never know what's going to show up. And one gentleman who's a good friend of ours, Steve Hinton, did a lot of the P-51 flying in Top Gun Maverick that either Tom Cruise didn't do, wasn't allowed to do, wasn't on site that day, whatever. And so Steve Hinton, who's one of the best race pilots and warbird pilots in the world, he flew a lot of those, and he'll be at Osh Kosh, and he's always been a big part of what we do here. And so we'll have the guy who was playing Top Gun here at the same time. And again, you never know who else might show up.
Wow. Yeah, because you know what happens on July 29th, right?
Well, other than it's Friday for us, I get inside the AirVenture bubble. I have no idea what happens in the rest of the world.
It's my 57th birthday.
Well, there we go. Happy birthday.
Yeah. So I'm going to work on, maybe if I could, I can't promise anything right now because I know the flights are like through the roof right now. But I'm going to see if maybe I could take a train or something there. Yeah, because the flights are through the roof.
Talk to your local airport.
Like 8 of my friends going. So
that's it. Go out to your local airport and say, "Hey, anybody going to Osh Kosh?"
Right.
Hitch a ride. Stay at the end of the runway. We'll fly to Osh Kosh for food or something like that, and do it that way. But it is fun to hear, especially the international visitors this year, many of who have not been here since 2019. Wow. So excited about coming back from Great Britain, from South Africa, from Brazil, from Australia, saying we're going to be back at Osh Kosh this year, and we're looking forward to it. And they bring such a tremendous flavor to the entire event, where you can hear many languages here and see people enjoying aviation from all over the world. And I remember one Australian gentleman telling me, "You have more airplanes on the ground here than we have in the whole bloody country." And I looked around and go, "Yep, you're right. We do." And, so those are the kind of things that we're looking forward to. Anybody who's out there who has not been to Osh Kosh, we encourage them to put it on their bucket list, because it is, you too, Cindy, to be out here and just enjoy the world of aviation. Everybody speaks airplane here, and just to see the new technology. We've got some electric aircraft coming in. We've got some of the new things from Airbus and other developers of the urban air mobility. They're going to be here as well. So NASA's coming back for the first time since 2019. Some of the Artemis astronauts and what they're looking for their next moon missions, they're going to be here as well. So it's everything. And that's the great thing about Osh Kosh. It's a little bit of everything that flies.
Well, because I have a crazy busy schedule that week. But if I decided I was able to make it, say the 29th and the 30th, I know the weekend you're doing Warbirds. What's happening on the 29th?
Well, the 29th, we already mentioned Top Gun Maverick playing that day. Yes. And it's a big day, too. I happen to have airshow schedule right here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So let me take a look and take a quick. One thing we're doing this year that we're putting together is called the Flight of the Cats. Grumman put out some great aircraft back in the 40s and 50s. Everything from the Bearcat to the Wildcat to the Hellcat to the Tigercat. I don't believe they've ever flown together in an air show before, but our aim is to do that this year, have the Flight of the Cats, and that'll be part of Friday as well. You take a look at Friday, it's a big, as you mentioned, big Warbird Day. We're talking with people from Global Strike Command from the U.S. Air Force to be part of it. A big thing on Friday, it's our Salute to Veterans Day. And to start the air show, we have all veterans who are there are invited to join us for a parade down the flight line. So you can be acknowledged by the air show crowd beforehand. So there's about a half-mile walk involved, but you can be right there. And it all ends on Aeroshell, or as we get ready on Boeing Plaza to welcome the vets before we start the air show. The C-5 will be parked out on the ramp that day.
Ooh, that's where my love began, with the C-5.
There we go. Started. Oh, that's a big love too, because that's a big airplane. Yep. And then at the end of the air show on Friday is something very special. We have an honor flight with 100 Vietnam veterans that take off on an American airliner early in the morning from Osh Kosh on Friday, fly out to Washington, D.C., take in some of the monuments out there, and then fly back. And as you know, Vietnam vets weren't welcomed real heartily when they returned home back in the early 70s. And so when they come back, they're going to be welcomed right at the end of the air show by tens of thousands of people here at the air show. And they will come in, disembark the aircraft, be welcomed by everybody there. Their families are on site too, and so forth. And then we'll have people from the Air Force welcoming them home. I've heard we're going to have Medal of Honor winners with us, and all of those people welcoming them home. It's really one of the most touching times of the entire week to have that honor flight land and see those big old burly guys. They get a little misty when they come off that airplane and see all those people welcoming them home specifically.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things I've actually learned from one of my friends who was in Vietnam, he said, when you see a veteran that says Vietnam on his hat, what you want to do is you want to say, welcome home. Thank you for your service. Add that welcome home to what you are saying to veterans, and make it a practice to greet every single veteran. I mean, I'll be out and about, grocery store, a cruise, wherever I'm at, and so many people don't acknowledge our veterans. So I just want to stress the importance of showing our love to our veterans. It's really, really important.
It is. And it's such an opportunity to do that, because we have so many veterans who are among our volunteers, our 5,000 volunteers who help put the show together. Yeah. Some of them are on site right now here in mid-June. They brought their motor home and they're parked and they're ready to help out all the way until late July. And, to have them here, the veterans from all the branches, some of them going back, a few of the World War II vets are still with us, and they're here and talk about the airplanes and all of those things. Some of the airplanes we have coming in, the great Fagan collection from out in Virginia coming in with such things as a Mosquito, the British bomber, and a Mustang and a Corsair. Those are coming in. We mentioned Flight of the Cats coming in. Those type of airplanes coming in. We often tell people there is a collection of people and airplanes that you will see in Osh Kosh that you'll see no place else together in the world. And that's what makes it special. There are those only at Osh Kosh moments. You say, wow, I'll never see that again in a place like this. Or I'll be able to walk up and stand under the wing of an airplane like this. Those are so special moments. And then we have our fun moments too. One thing we're doing on Wednesday afternoon before the air show is we have if you've ever heard of pedal planes. When you're a kid, you may have had a pedal car or a tricycle. Well, there are pedal planes that kids can sit inside. They're only about 4 feet long, 5 feet long or so, but they have wings and they're built from kits, and the kids sit inside and they pedal up and down and so forth. Well, we'll get about 40 or 50 of those together, and the kids, and they'll pedal up and down one of our taxiways. And that's a heck of a lot of fun. Matter of fact, if you go to YouTube, you'll see our kiddie pedal plane parade from 2019. And there have been something like 12 million people have viewed that particular video. So if you go to YouTube and go Osh Kosh pedal planes 2019, you're going to see a lot of fun with kids in the middle of the world's largest fly-in having their fun with their airplane.
Yeah, let me see what I could find real quick before we close out. It is 2 years ago. So this is it here.
Yep, 2019. Oh, wait, 3 years ago now. My goodness, it's been.
Yeah, let me pull that up. Let me change the website really quick.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things. One of the things about the culture of Osh Kosh is you'll see little oddities like that in the campground. I have seen a motorized sofa going by, which you don't see very often, or a motorized recliner. I mean,
Yeah.
the spirit of innovation and invention is very strong among those people. And, it's always fun to see. So, you take a look at that type of thing. And, yep, we tried for a world record. We didn't quite get it because the planes were separated too much. Guinness is amazingly tight on their rules that you have to bring together to do that. But the pedal plane parade is always a good time and just one of those little cultural things in Osh Kosh.
Yeah. So let me go play this right now and then we'll close out.
Okay.
Let me get this all set up.
There's a group over in the UK called the Yes Flyers. A couple years ago, they did an unofficial parade, and we thought that sounded really cool and decided to give it a try for ourselves. We just made an unofficial attempt last year, and so this year we decided to make an official attempt. They have to pedal the entire route, maintain spacing, and a lot of other things. We're right now doing the final tally to see if anybody was disqualified. Of course, that gets subtracted from our total number, and it's the final number that counts.
Oh, the Tomcat.
Yep. They formed this category for us, and so we are trying to establish a new record. There's no existing one to beat. We're trying to establish a new record. It's been almost a year in the works, getting the word out to people, getting them to commit to hauling one of these things all the way to Osh Kosh during the world's busiest air show. Volunteers lined up. If you count the kids and their parents, which are both requirements, and all the witnesses, stewards, all the other volunteer positions, it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood. I think we must have had over 180 volunteers today. EAA got on board with this a few months ago, and standing where I am right now today, we could not have done this without them. They were very generous in offering staff and a lot of accommodations for us. There's no way we could have done it without them, and all the other volunteers as well.
Wow.
So there you go. And like amazing. I said, fun little moment. And, so we'll have everything. And then there are evening programs at Theater in the Woods, down in the Ultralight Strip. 4 nights during the week. We have the Twilight Flight Fest, the short takeoff and landing, powered parachutes, ultralights, all flying down there in the evening. Maybe some hot air balloons going up when the winds calm down. It's everything that flies. If it has flown, is flying, or will fly, it'll be at Osh Kosh sometime.
Wow, that's so cool. So in closing, so I could do a minute video for TikTok and Instagram, let's talk again about what this show is all about. Take it away.
EAA AirVenture Osh Kosh is the world's largest fly-in convention. 600,000 people, 10,000 airplanes, all descending on Whitman Regional Airport in Osh Kosh, Wisconsin. If you like aviation history, if you like great big military airplanes, if you like jet fighters, if you like World War II aircrafts, if you like new technology, if you just like the people watch, it's a great place to be. July 25th through the 31st. Come join us. People from more than 90 nations are here, all enjoying aviation, all being a part of it. It is truly one of those bucket list items that you've got to get here to Osh Kosh and see the world of flight in one place. So stop on in. We'd love to see you on the Osh Kosh flight line this year.
Thank you. So any shout outs for staff or any aviators today?
A few people got to give thanks to. First of all, our 5,000 volunteers, a lot of them coming to Osh Kosh, coming in real soon. Our staff, tremendous people. Only about 150 of us on staff, but they're working very, very hard right now. Some of the folks out there, Dennis Dunbar, who puts together our air show every single year. Yes. Great guy. Our grounds crew right now, Steve Taylor and his facilities team. Man, what they do to get this place ready every single year with a list of 10,000 tasks long, and they end up doing 15,000 tasks by the end of the week. Just tremendous, tremendous job. So it really is a team effort all the way around, and we get excited about it. And by the end, we're pretty tired, but we're grateful and thankful and sometimes kind of amazed that, hey, it happened again. Everybody came to Osh Kosh.
Well, awesome. Now, is there going to be a Tomcat, the F-14 on display by chance?
Well, Tomcats, they're kind of rare to come by this year since they've all been retired. So, we're always in conversations with people who may have them. I'm not sure the Iranian Air Force or Iraqi Air Force is ready to give one up yet. So we're going to have to take it. But again, you never know. It's Osh Kosh. So what you may see on the ramp, the last 3 weeks, we always get surprised and something will come in.
So I want to do 2 shout outs. My really good friend Ted Byrne, he's actually there in Wisconsin. So I'm going to see if maybe I could make this happen for a couple days. And then also David Boronik, he actually was at your show a few years ago. He's an author of Top Gun Days and also Top Gun Rio. So if you guys want to check him out, Top Gun Days on Facebook, and then you could also find him on Amazon. Any other authors you like to plug today?
Oh, man, we've got a list of some 40 authors going to be here, and we've got an author's corner right inside the warehouse, which is our main sales building on the grounds. They have their books. They will sign their books right there for you. And this year, as part of the Women Venture Tent, a number of women authors, women aviation authors, who will be part of it too. And so they'll be there, especially on Wednesday, July 27th, which is the big Women Venture Day, saluting women in aviation. So come out if you're an aviation book geek. Oh boy, this is the place to be this week. You'll stock up. You may have to send a package home before you if you flew your airplane out here, because you'll be over the weight and balance and gross and all of those things. So, but it is just one more facet of Osh Kosh that makes it so special, that you can not only get the book, you can meet the author, get it signed, and then go stand next to the airplane he's talking about.
Well, there you go. Anything else before I put you in the green room?
Well, it is always such a pleasure to be here and talking about this, and we hope to see a lot of people here in Osh Kosh. Don't forget EAA.org. Click on the Air Venture tab, and we'll keep those highlights coming.
And the Facebook page?
Facebook page, facebook.com at EAA, TikTok at EAA. You can also go to our Instagram site, which is instagram.com/EAA or twitter.com/EAA. We're all right there. Stay right up to date on social media.
And you have a YouTube page as well.
We do. Same thing. youtube.com/EAA.
Well, there you go. I'm going to pop you in the green room. Just hang tight for about a minute, and then we'll chat for a few. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Cindy.
Thank you. Well, there you go. Another one for your bucket list. If you're into aviation, this is by far one of the best air shows here in the United States. So make sure that you go here on YouTube, subscribe, comment, and share. And actually, if you subscribe to Bucket List Coach Web Show and also the aviation event, I will be posting the links here later on today. I will actually have a very special gift for you in the mail. So all you have to do is tag Bucket List Coach Web Show on Facebook, or you can message me for that special gift. But make sure you have to subscribe to both of our pages. So this is Cindy over at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. Next at 2 o'clock, I have Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. On Saturday is National Go Fishing Day. So stay tuned for the 2 o'clock show. Shaka.